Throughout history, man has been able to survive all manners of misfortune that have come our way, from wars, famine, and disease. It's often easy to forget that mankind is also under attack by the very planet that we live on. The Earth has been responsible for some of the most tragic things that have befallen man. I would like to go over some of the things that makes natural disasters so scary. There's so many different kinds of natural disasters. You have things such as earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, volcanoes, flooding and tsunamis. Each has their own extremes and many people have died from them. The main ones I want to focus on today is we have two big events that happened. We have the earthquake that happened in China, Tangshan, and we also have the cyclone that happened in Bangladesh, which is like old Pakistan. So the two big ones, they kind of happened kind of earlier periods before a whole lot of norms were made about them. So the first ones we have that I'm going to go over is the one in Bangladesh, the earthquake. The earthquake happened in China in 1976. According to Britannica, my source, 242,000 to 655,000 people were killed during this earthquake. It was a 7.5 earthquake, which is pretty bad. It had a bunch of aftershocks after that as well that ranged from 7.1 and so forth, which lasted for many days, leading to extra deaths at the end of it all. And by the end of it, after all those deaths, so the 242,000 to 655,000, there was also an additional 700,000 people that were injured during these times, which really didn't help with the local government. The local government got a bunch of backlash due to how it handled the situation. So many people were hurt, and not a lot of people were able to recover properly. A lot of people were homeless, and a lot of houses destroyed. A lot of people fell through the cracks, and the environment was really messed up around that area where they couldn't really recover from it anytime soon. So it took them a long time to get back. The other thing I want to talk about is that natural disasters, they often come all over the place, and with that, we also have the second one I want to go over, which is the Great Bala Cyclone. Now, this one, it ranked around a category 3, which from Louisiana doesn't seem like a big deal, but this one caught a lot of the natives in the middle of the night when they were sleeping, so they didn't have a whole lot of time to kind of know it was coming. It happened in 1970, so a lot of these natives, all they had was kind of radios, and they were all sleeping. So it came through in the middle of the night. At worst, the winds got up to 140 miles per hour, as per hurricanescience.org saying. Around 300,000 to 500,000 people were killed during this storm. And this storm caused an additional $490 million in damages that had to be repaired, which took a lot of effort from a lot of people, considering that these were just kind of Pacific islands that didn't really have a whole lot of backing. Now, a lot of the stuff that we're going to go over, hopefully in the future with more natural disasters, is how truly terrifying they are. Because there's nothing you can really do about it. With war, you're going to fight against your fellow man. With battles and stuff like that, you know how it's going to come out. But when it comes to stuff like natural disasters, there's not much you can really do against the planet other than try to get away. And a lot of people don't even have the opportunity to try to get away from these situations. I'm hoping that through examples like this, we'll be able to gain additional knowledge on how to better ourselves. So, like I said, there's not much you can do, but there's some stuff you can do. If you have a hurricane coming in, you could try to find a spot in your house that has no windows that you can board up, or if you do have windows, you board them up. You go ahead and lay down a big tub, put some stuff over you, see what you can do. As for earthquakes, we luckily don't have them here in Louisiana, which makes things a lot nicer because earthquakes are kind of scary. So if that stuff kind of happens, if you're in an earthquake, the best thing you could do is kind of be out there in the open where you're not surrounded by buildings so that they can't really fall on you. And so to kind of just reiterate, with this newly gained knowledge on nature, I kind of hope that we'd be better able to tackle it and that we can change stuff in the future to where we can handle it better. Thank you.